Welcome back, Aries. We're here to do your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of February. Let's see, 17th through the 23rd. I am going to be putting down one card per day, and we'll take a look between the cards and whatever psychic hits come in about the days so that we can see our themes for the week. If you guys would like to support this channel, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee link down below. Of course, you can also support for free by putting a thumbs up, sharing this video, or putting a comment down below as well. And then, of course, if you would like to schedule a reading with me, all of that information is listed above in the link here on the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do the weekend. Okay, we've got your cards down, guys. Okay, so we're starting with Monday, and starting with Monday, what we have coming up is the Strength card. I like this card. This talks about the idea that you are feeling very comfortable in your own skin. Your self-worth is in a very healthy place, not too high, you're not arrogant, not too low, you're not a doormat. In that nice sweet spot, you're very well aware of who you are in the world and what your power is in the world. Woohoo, we love it. Okay, next up, Aries, we're looking at Tuesday. 4 of Spells showing up in reverse. 4 of Spells showing up in reverse just says that you will be spending some time away from home on Tuesday. All right. Looking at Wednesday. 10 of Challenges coming up in reverse. This just says there's something that has been a challenge to you in the past, some sort of cause of tension, heartache, debate that has come up in the past. And what we see here is that you're dealing with it again. Whatever this is has come back up again for you to really put it to bed this time. We may take a look at that and clarify what that has to do with. Looking at Thursday, we have the 8 of Visions coming up here in reverse. 8 of Visions in reverse is telling me that you are moving back towards something that you were putting your energy and effort into in the past, and you walked away from in the past because it was depleting or exhausting. And so we see you moving back to that now, hopefully with a new plan of how to make that work out better this time. Next, what we have coming up is the 10 of Spells in reverse for Friday. This just means that you're putting down some responsibilities. Some of you may be taking off early on Friday from work. Some of you may not be going into work at all on Friday. But there's some kind of responsibility. It doesn't have to even do with an employer necessarily, but some type of responsibility that you normally handle on Friday that you are not this week. Now, let's look at the weekend. What's going on here? What's going on here? This is an interesting weekend for you, Aries, I just have to say. And I think Saturday and Sunday are a little bit combined together. Okay. So if I was going to give you the shorthand version of this weekend, I'm going to say you're going to be doing some self-work. But let's look at the cards and let's look at the longhand version. So first of all, on Saturday, you've got the Black Shuck coming up, which just means that there's some kind of change here that you know that if you made that, that would improve at least one area of your life. But you're not making that change, probably because you're afraid what it would do to other areas of your life. That's usually the reason why people don't do that. And then Sunday is sort of a continuation of the story. I think for most of you, could be 2 different things happening, but I think we've got a continuation here. Because Sunday, what you're doing is you're facing some kind of fear. Well, why didn't you change this thing that was going to be beneficial to you in at least one area? Because you were afraid of what it might do to the rest of your life, the other areas in your life. Now you're facing those fears. So I think these two are really tied together. You're facing those fears, and actually you're giving them the 1-2 knockout punch. So while Saturday you might have been resistant to making these changes, I think Sunday you're going to start making these changes to come into a more healthy space for yourself. And I'm going to tell you also that that's the best thing that you can do, because when you have a card that shows up like the Black Shuck and he's in reverse, that that does mean you're resisting the change. But the thing is, this also says you can resist this change all you want. You can slow it down, but it's going to happen. And generally, it's much better for it to happen with your willingness and your intentionality so that you're steering where the change takes you than to let the universe just kind of give you a body slam and make this change happen. A lot more comfortable without the body slam. All right, so I do want to look at what's happening on Wednesday with this thing that's coming back up for you guys, this source of tension or debate. Let's see what that's all about, because having the heads up on something like that can give us a chance to make a backup plan so that it's not, it's not as big of a deal as it could be. And it doesn't have to be a big deal to start with, even, really. I like to be prepared. Be prepared for stuff like that. What do we have? That's an old conversation. Interesting. I think it's lucky that this comes back up, and I'm going to say that because you've got the clover. The clover does talk about good fortune, good luck. You can see we've got the 4-leaf right there, so that's good luck or good fortune. The whip is a conversation. It's a conversation that you've probably had before. We already know that this is a conversation that you've probably had before from that 10 of Swords in reverse. So this is actually a lucky conversation, or maybe even a continuation of a conversation that you thought was done and over. And this is going to be a conversation. I'm not exactly sure if this is going to be about a man or if this is a conversation with a man. All right. Now, I don't know from these cards whether this is like personal life or whether this is career life. And it's interesting, the juxtaposition of ideas with this, because generally a 10 of Swords in reverse, we're not too happy to see it because it's bringing up for review something that before caused tension, argument, or debate. Whatever this conversation is, in the past definitely caused tension, argument, or debate. But now it's lucky that this conversation is coming back up, whether it's with this man or about this man. There's something lucky about this conversation coming back up now. Okay? So very interesting juxtaposition there. I'm kind of glad we dug into that. So where before that might have caused you tension or debate, now you may be ready to have that conversation and ready to move forward with whatever this is that you're talking about. Just because that clover's there, that's a lucky thing. That's a good thing to have. All right, so that's what we've got. Thank you guys very much for being here. Y'all know how to support me. I talked about that at the front of the video. If you would like to book a reading, you can use the website listed on the screen. All my contact information is there. If you have questions, feel free to reach out. If I don't see you here for a reading between now and then I will see you guys back on the next reading. Peace out.